Hey guys, Dan from World of Mr. Grey. I'm back once again with another rambling, reading your comments video, good or bad, and see if I can answer as much as I can. Once again, sorry for the delay in the video. I seem to be saying sorry a lot lately, but I have been busy with real life stuff. The lockdown in the UK has been eased, so we've been able to go out and do other things. We are still being safe and distance in mind, but the weather's good. I've been able to do things out in the garden and outdoors, going for walks and stuff, and just getting out of the house because I've been in the house for 4 months on my own. So yeah. But yeah, I thought I'd go through your comments again, like I always enjoy doing, and try and answer as many as I can, good or bad. Before we go further as well, I've had a few comments saying that you're not getting my notifications in your sub box. And I've contacted YouTube, and they suggested that if you go on where you can see my little sub thing, if you see the bell, just unclick it and click it again to make sure the bell icon's on, because sometimes YouTube, for some bloody reason, stops that from working. YouTube are brilliant at not putting sub videos out. It's great. So if you can just make sure that's clicked, that I'd be very much appreciate it. It will help me out. But the Reddit thing. Now the Reddit, I really want to do the Reddit page where I set up my own page so you can all discuss stuff. Now the problem is, on my I've been using Reddit for a couple of years. I haven't used it that much, but what I used it on was on my old name, which is not World of Mr. Grey, and I haven't got much karma, so I can't create it on there. So I created a new user on there called World of Mr. Grey, but unfortunately you can't create a subreddit unless you have a certain amount of karma. So the only thing I can think to do is, if everyone goes there, I can't remember if I've made a post on it, to be honest. I can't remember. I'll have to figure something out. But yeah, I can't create a subreddit yet until I have a lot of karma. So that's one thing. But I am going to open up the Discord. I'm going to hopefully link that down below. I am going to be moderating it. But what I will say, and I'm going to put the warning in there as well, I don't want any hate comments, I don't want any abuse, I don't want any racial discrimination, nothing, or any discrimination of any kind. If I see any of that, I will ban you, and if it gets trolled, I will have to, the only way I can think of moderating it or controlling it is to put it behind something like I don't know, like a low-tiered Patreon thing. That's the only thing I can think of. Right now it's going to be free, but if it gets too much and I get like and it gets too much trolly, I will close it behind like a tiny little, I don't know, like a $1 paywall or something. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but for now it's going to open up for free. So if you want to go there and discuss stuff, discussion is fine. You can do that, but no hate or anything like that. I just won't tolerate that in there. It's as simple as that. So hopefully I've linked that down below. I've never moderated a Discord before, so if it all goes to shit, don't blame me. But yeah, that is linked down below. So there's the Discord open now, called World of Mr. Grey. I've put a few categories in there at the moment, but if you want to suggest any you want to put in, please let me know somewhere in there or in the comments below, and we'll see how it goes. But like I said, if it gets too trolly, or if it gets bloody, bombed with bullshit and bollocks, I will put it behind something like a Patreon. I don't know. Thinking about it. But anyway, for now it's free. Go there. Enjoy. The first comment I want to get out of the way, because this has haunted me for months. Months. And I get this comment so many times. If you thought I had shit from the ball lightning video, you don't know nothing. I get this comment about bloody frankotV's wind chimes all the time. And it's my fault. This is my fault. But my first comment is from Mr. Anomic. Now, I'm not having to go with Mr. Anomic. He's bringing up a very valid point here. At 12:16, 12:17 in your video, when you're saying you can't see how the wind chimes is done, why can I see some strings right in center frame? Ironically, at the same time, you're saying you can't see any strings. How is it done? Am I crazy? You're not crazy. First off, you're not crazy, because I did that video, I guess 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I can't remember now. And it was a debunk on frankotv. I'd done a few clips of his, and then I came to the wind chimes and said, I don't know how this is done. Now, at the time I was editing that, I saw those strings. But I didn't commit to it because I thought at the time it could be that there was the glinting of the light from behind on the left and the right, because you see the strings when you see the light in the background and the light in the background, the left and right. Now that was my fault. I should have committed to that. I didn't. So in the video I said I can't think I was done. I think this done by strings, but you can clearly see the bloody strings. I don't know why I didn't commit to that. I wasn't confident enough in my debunking at that time to say I could see those strings. I could definitely see them, but I thought it might there was a little percentage chance that it might have been a glint of the backlights. But I've seen this so many times and people keep commenting at me all the time. They can see the strings. I can see the strings. So I'm putting that down as those are the strings that are pulling that wind chime. And I just didn't commit to it. I'm going to hopefully link this video in that video so people stop telling me I can see the strings. I know, I can see them as well. It's my fault. I didn't commit. So yes, thank you. Rodney Hayworth says, the only thing frightening about exploring with Danny's content is that so many people think that his videos are genuine. I've done a few videos on exploring with Danny. The first few times I did it, I found him mildly amusing. Then he came out with this video which really pissed me off massively, and that was the last time I ever went to his channel. I won't do anything on his content ever again. It's full of shit for starts. But yeah, people still think it's genuine. It's crazy. And if you go to his stuff, you can clearly see it's not. You know, it's a clickbait. It's a clickbait channel. But yeah, people keep thinking it's genuine, and what can you do? What can you do? Like, you know, if people want to believe what they want to believe. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate thing in the world today. Chips and Gravy says, have we ever done a discussion on ghost busting gadgets like the spirit box, EMF meters, etc.? I can't stand any so-called ghost hunters using these gadgets. I've tried to explain to these ghost hunters that these are just gimmicks and they do not detect ghosts. Will they have it? Not a chance. I've briefly touched on various gadgets in the past, like EMF readers, spirit boxes. I want to buy some. I don't want to give my money to them, but I want to get those equipments. Those particular equipment, like a spirit box, EMF, because I do think they're at the bollocks, to be honest with you. Like the EMF readers, they're reading electromagnetic frequencies. Now, if I had an EMF reader here, my computer's here, I got lights there, I got this mic there, I got my phone there, you got wires throughout the house, you will find it detects electromagnetic frequencies. Even in like abandoned buildings, there's still electromagnetic frequencies throughout those buildings from anything. You can get that from anything, like even the slightest bit of electricity or anything, you will always get like a reading of those EMF meters. You can't rely on those for that. Spirit boxes, again, I've briefly touched on them. If you see me going like that all the time, it's because my stupid chair keeps sinking. It's pissing me off. That's all they do is scan through radio wave frequencies. So every time something comes through, and I know they say, oh, well, it scans like, what is it, something like 60, I don't know, like 30 radio wave frequencies per second. So if something comes through as a full sentence, they say, well, that's them saying, you know, answering their questions. Are you a ghost? No. The problem with those, and this is how I've always said with spirit boxes, when you get those spirit boxes and they're trying to communicate, firstly they always put the words up on the screen of what they think they're saying. Now, firstly, I think they should do the spirit boxes without putting anything on screen. Do like, I don't know, 10 minutes of a video. I plan to do this myself once I get them, but do 10 minutes of calling out to someone, I don't know, asking questions and having the spirit box just audibly say something. Don't put anything up on screen. Then 10 minutes later, put something up on screen what you think it is. That's the only way I can think you can get around trying those boxes. But the problem I always have with these boxes, and this is why I always say, They are made by people who know what they're doing in, like, say, engineering or radio engineer. What's the term? It's not radio engineering. Radio frequency engineering. They are the people who... there was one who makes them for the Ghost Adventures people, and I can't remember his name now. But he makes a load of equipment. But my problem is, who decided that is how you talk to ghosts? This is why I always get to, who decided that? Who in whatever year came up with saying, hang on, that's great. They contact you through radio frequencies. Who told them that? Now, the only thing I can think of who told them that is mediums. I think mediums are bullshit. I'm just going to say it. I think mediums are full of shit. I don't like to be mean, because I know some people do believe that they can contact the dead through mediumship. Mediumship was created, I think it's in the 1920s by a woman. I can't remember. I should really research this, but there's a woman who, I think it was the 1920s, who suddenly decided she can contact the dead through mediumship, and she tried to come up with all this stuff. Cold reading. If you look up cold reading, there's a lot of that involved with it. I think the main one who came up with it, or not came up with it, but made it famous, was Eva Carrera. I don't know how to say her surname. But yeah, in the 1920s, she went around doing mediumship stuff back in the day, and then she got found out to be an absolute fraud. Investigated by Arthur Conan Doyle, apparently. But Harry Houdini was another investigator. But basically, she got found out to be full of shit. Now, she was the one who created mediumship, and that's the only one I can think of that actually came up. Not her, but I think mediums were the only ones who would have had the first thought to say, I can contact them through radio waves. I can't think of anyone else who would have thought of that idea. So, yeah, spirit boxes, I don't think they contact anything myself. I think they're, when people use them, I'm not saying they fraudulently, knowingly go out to try and contact someone knowing that they don't work. I think people do believe they work. A lot of the time, the spirit boxes, they completely cherry pick names out of them, or sayings or phrases. And I know that when a lot of these investigations happen, they'll put the spirit box on, and they will speak for probably an hour, just blurting out question after question after question. And then after, like, say, I don't know, maybe after an hour, they'll get one phrase come out which might relate to the question they asked. And even then, when you hear it, it's like, if you heard it without that text going up on the screen, you will probably never ever hear that spirit box actually say that. It's only what you think, you interpret it as saying it. So yeah, I think all those gadgets are full of shit. Like the same with the Connect stuff that you always use, and how it grabs the stick frame skeleton guy when you see it, like, on a wall, or you see it going mental in a corner, and they say, "Oh, look, it's a ghost." The problem with the Connect stuff, it tries to grab. It's designed to try and grab skeletal frames, not like pareidolia. When you look at like a painting or like a painted wall, and you stay out there long enough, I guarantee you will find faces in that wall. And that's because the mind is designed to look for eyes, nose, mouth, and face. And I think the Connect works the same way. I'm not saying the Connect has pareidolia, but the Connect works the same way. It's designed to try and seek out shoulders, torso, legs, arms, hands. It's designed to do that. So when it even gets the littlest bit of detection of a hand, it will create the rest of the body. And that's why you always see them going absolutely nuts. And that's why you can't rely on those. You can't rely on any gadgets. I don't think any gadgets should be used at all when this stuff. And I think that only perpetuates the bullshittery when it comes to trying to contact the dead. I believe. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. So yeah, I do think the gadgets are full of shit. Is what I'm getting at. SinXX7 says, and he's commenting on the Ghost of Carmel main video, I've read the pull-ins to the string debunking for Carmel Ghost now very often. I'm kind of a skeptic, and to be honest, that's a very weak theory. It doesn't even get close to explaining at least the movement or the other extremities of whatever that is. That whatever thing has a quite organic movement as a whole, so pulling a string and that's how the magic is done. Nah, better come up with a more clever explanation than that. I can't come up with any other explanation other than that. You can clearly see... Where's my phone? Kent is filming it with his phone, right? And he says, oh look, there it is, it's in the window again. And you can see the movement of his camera just before the thing jumps out the window. His camera goes like that. And I believe it's because he's pulling the string. You know, he's not steady enough to hold his camera straight while he pulls the string. You can clearly see the movement of the camera go to the left when the thing jumps out under the bed. There's no other explanation you can say that. Can I 100% prove it? No, I can't. But I'm still sticking by that explanation. You know, I can understand what you're saying, that you should come up with a more clever explanation, but sometimes these explanations don't need to be clever. They're as simple as they are. Occam's razor. You know, that the simple explanation is usually the best explanation. And that's all I can say on that one. Christopher Leader says, my wife gets upset when she turns on those top, scariest, creepiest, or whatever one she wants to watch. I'm always yelling at the TV, do some research. This is one of the biggest problems when it comes to these top 10 channels or ghostly videos, especially on YouTube. Nobody does their research. A small percentage does, but the 99% of the majority of people who watch those videos do absolutely no research whatsoever. The research you have to do will usually take about 30 seconds. You know, and it's just using common sense. That's all it is. Common sense is rarely used these days. It's unfortunate. But yeah, I keep reiterating this in all my videos. Do your research. Always do your research. A lot of the times when you see a video on those top 10 videos, and like say for example, Slaptam always links them, fair play to him, to his credit, he always links those videos. Nuke doesn't link the videos. I think Sir Spooks, he does link his videos. Chills does link them, but they link to bullshit most of the time. Frostmare, I think, links them. I can't remember. But yeah, they give you the opportunity to do your own research on these videos all the time. That's all you have to do. But when you go into the comments of those videos, you'll see, oh my god, I can't believe this. You know, it could be demons. It's not. You know, always do your research. If you do your little 30-second bit of research, or 2 minutes, you will pretty much 9 times out of 10 find the exact explanation of what's going on in that video. It's as simple as that. You know. Edward Hunt said, can you maybe debunk this whole 3 a.m. the witching hour thing? I hate 3 a.m. videos. 3 a.m. videos are the, what can I say? Like, you used to have J Station doing them. J Station, oh my god. Worst channel on this thing. And apparently he's suing people now for criticizing him. So if he sues me, I'm buggered. But yeah, 3 a.m. videos. The problem with 3 a.m. videos, what if their watch is wrong? What if the clock is wrong and it's like, I don't know, 5 minutes before 3 a.m.? If it's fast, and you know, 3 a.m. Came from, what do they call it? The Trinity. What, I can't remember, was the Spirit, the Ghost, and the Holy something. I can't remember. I'm not a religious person, so I don't know. But yeah, people keep making 3 a.m. videos. They were popular about a year ago. I think people still make them now and again. And they're always like, the smash like and smash subscribe for 3 a.m. videos. I'll stay in this abandoned building until 3 a.m. They're all full of shit. They're all full of shit. There's not a lot you can debunk about them, because that'd be like trying to debunk a banana as an apple. You know, it's stupid. None of those 3 a.m. videos are real. They're all absolute bullshit. And you should not take anything in those videos as gospel of what's going on. Trust me. But can I debunk them? No, I can't, because there is nothing to debunk in them. They are absolute bollocks is what it is. And that's all I can say about that one. Chris Houdini says, hi, any chance you could do a video on Paranormal Files or The Haunted Side, or both? They are highly considered, at least by their followers, as the real deal. I don't believe in any of it, and I love your videos. I also love your laughter. Don't worry so much about the negative comments. No one can please everyone. I agree, and I appreciate the comments. I have briefly looked at The Haunted Side, and I will probably bring a video out of it, because I looked at one clip about 3 months ago, and it was about not a shadow person, but they could see like a silhouette of a person walking from out of the bathroom in their night vision camera when they walked out of the room. I started editing that one, but the problem is it's so hard to see, and it's so hard to point out what's going on. I can explain what I think is going on, but I can't prove it. That's why I didn't put the video up. I probably will put that video up. But basically what I think is happening is it's a silhouette of one of them. I'm not saying they deliberately did it, but it's a silhouette of one of them from like an earlier piece of the footage. But I couldn't prove it at the time. So the problem with The Haunted Side, I've watched a few of their videos. They're very highly edited. And I say this a lot. Like, people always ask me, can I do like ghost adventures? Which I'm going to get onto later in the video. But like, can I do ghost adventures? Can I do, I can't remember now, other like high profile ghost shows? And this is what I always say about the problem with those. What's the other one? Mind Seeds, another one. I'm very skeptical about that channel. But what I always say is that they're so highly edited before they're put up on YouTube. It's really hard to find any discrepancies in those videos. A lot of the videos you can easily debunk. They don't know what they're doing with editing. They have no idea how a camera works or how anything works, so they can always show the string, this, that, and masking. They don't know how masking works properly. They probably like YouTubed a quick tutorial on YouTube and how to mask something out, and they thought, oh, that looks good enough. And then anyone who knows what they're doing, they can spot it a mile away. But the likes of like Haunted Side, Mind Seed, Ghost Adventures, they do actually know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when it comes to editing. So the problem with that, of trying to debunk those ones, it's really hard, because they're so highly polished and edited. But I do plan to bring a video on a Haunted Side clip, because I can see what's going on. It's just really hard to show that in the video, but I will try that at some point in the future. But thank you. David Richardson says, Randonautica will be the next thing. I've had many people ask me about Randonautica. It's the new must-have app for ghost hunting. I downloaded it. And apparently it's an app which, what is it? It uses a quantum computer situated in Australia. Or something. I've done it. I didn't film it. I probably should have filmed it, but I didn't at the time because I don't want to dox myself. But it keeps pointing to various areas. I thought of like finding a dead body. Yeah, I thought of that stuff. And it's pointing to various parts of the mountain next to me. I live in a very small valley. Tiny little village. There is a mountain 50 yards that way. And there's another mountain about a quarter of a mile that way. I'm surrounded by mountains. And this Randonautica thing, it always points to certain areas of the mountain where I have been to 1,000 times before. And I know what's there. And I've gone to them and I found nothing, basically. And what I think is going on is, with this Randonautica thing, you'll see a lot of the videos up on YouTube of like, the only genuine one, it's not, and this is, I don't think it has anything to do with Randonautica, but there's a video going around of Randonautica where a group of teenagers find a suitcase with, and it is real, there's actually a body inside the suitcase, and they phone the police, and yeah, it turns out this was in America, I think. Not the problem with that video, that's a genuine video. But the problem with Randonautica, that's all it is an app with basically a number generator. It's basically a number generator. It'll give you a piece of coordinates from your area, like 1,000 meters from your location. You have to have location on your phone, and it basically gives you a random area to go to. Now, I think this app probably started off as just a fun way of finding out new things in the area. If you've never been to, never been to that stable up the mountain, it'll take you down like, oh, it's a cool stable. But then people have started using it as a sort of paranormal thing to find, gruesome things. People have found gruesome things on YouTube using that app. But how about the millions of other people who use that app who haven't found bugger all? You're only seeing the cherry-picked videos which are put up on YouTube. Because the reason I didn't put that up on YouTube, the one I did the other day, is because nothing happened. I'd found nothing. I found a grassy hedge, which I've been to before 1,000 times because I like going for walks up there. It's nice little tracks. But nothing happened. I didn't find anything. Didn't find nothing out of the ordinary. I wasn't going to put up footage of grass. I didn't think that would be entertaining myself. And that's just me. And I've done it about 5 times. I haven't gone to them 5 times, but I've done it thought about something 5 times. And it's pointed at various areas around my village. I know my village like the back of my hand. I've been to those places a million times. And it's just pointing out random coordinates. That's all it does. So, Randonautica is the same. It's being used now. When something becomes popular, especially on YouTube, like TikTok as well. TikTok is where it's more popular, I think, actually. And it's the same as that app, which I can't remember what it's called, where it showed the wavy outlines of an object or something, and somehow that's a ghost. I don't know who decided that. Again, I don't know who decided that was a ghost, because it's showing outlines of things. I don't bloody know. But it's just an app. That's all it is. It's just an app. And as always, especially on TikTok, because TikTok is full of shit, people always have to find something fascinating about an app which is just normal. It's just a normal app. Well, that's all I gotta say about that. Troublesome 1980 from Cincinnati says, Ghost Adventure started out as a 2-hour documentary filmed in Virginia City. The hotel with the brick flying was the Goldfield Hotel. I'm not sure how I feel about that brick footage. I'm leaning more towards it being authentic than fake. This talking about commented on the video I talked about Ghost Adventures. Can't remember what I spoke about, but the Goldfield Hotel. If you've seen Ghost Adventures, you've probably seen that. It's the footage when they go their very first investigation, and they're going in and they see a brick fly across the room. Now, once again, the problem with that, the footage is in night vision. It's very grainy, and this was their first ever. This was how they got their big break. Now, I'm not saying they 100% faked that just to get a TV deal or try and get some coverage. But again, you can't prove it the other way either. You can't prove that they didn't do that, because the way the brick flies, you can't see it. It's so dark, you can't see any strings. So, I don't know. Once again, even their first investigation was a highly polished, highly edited documentary. So it's, if they saw this is what I was saying back just now. When they're going through their footage, and if they did fake something, you can guarantee if they can see the string on their thing, they'll edit that out. You can guarantee that. You have to be really sloppy to not edit that out. And they are not sloppy when it comes to editing. They know what they're doing when it comes to editing. They know what they're doing when they come to filming. So again, it's really hard to debunk that. I can give my explanation where I think it could be, but again, I can't 100% prove that. So it's pointless even trying, You can give your opinion, but people don't like opinions. They want proof. So yeah. Gregor147 says, another thought, and this is commenting on my when I talked about Bigfoot. Why has nobody ever found a Bigfoot skeleton? Exactly. Why has anyone never found that? We discovered dinosaurs in the 1800s. We thought they were dragons at first, but then we discovered, no, actually, they're new species of animals. Yeah, animals that we never knew about, that lived 65 million years ago, or 255 million years ago. I can't remember. 65 million years ago. But But yeah, if a Bigfoot was real, we would have found it by now. We would have found a skeleton, at least, sorry. Because people have been investigating the Bigfoot since that footage from the 1960s, the Patterson-Gimlin footage. So, has anyone ever found a Bigfoot skeleton? No, I don't think they have. I'm sure people have tried to hoax one. In fact, I think they have, actually. But there's never been any definitive proof of any bones being found of this Bigfoot. So once again, I think it's full of shit. That's all I can say on that. Ace Rimmer, I love the name, by the way, says, why do these TV ghost hunters pay hundreds and thousands of dollars on paranormal equipment when you get a ghost thrown in for free with every TikTok app? It's because TikTok is full of shit. TikTok is the platform you want to get on if you want to do a trend-setting video. You see one video on TikTok where it supposedly has a ghost in it or something, and then you will see a million other TikTok videos try to emulate the same thing. It's all bollocks, especially on TikTok. And yeah, they seem to be coming up with new filters on TikTok now to find ghosts. And they are so stupid. They are so stupid. But they're free. So yeah, that's why you see a lot of those. Katie Smoozy says, you can respectfully disagree with someone on something without being nasty about it. It's called a discussion, and it's how we all learn. I think you look at these videos critically and with common sense. It amazes me how many people don't have common sense. Great job, keep it up, keep going. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, I get a lot of shit sometimes. Saying that, I don't get a lot of shit. The majority of comments are nice comments, and common sense comments. I do get the odd one in each video where they're like, oh, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, I do try not to be nasty about these comments, what I say in these videos. Unless I get angry, of course. But I always say, when I get one of those comments, I'll usually sarcastically reply to them. And if they start becoming a dick, I always say I'll be a dick back to them. It's as simple as that. But yeah, people always get annoyed when you say something about their favorite creator or YouTuber. They get really annoyed, and that's understandable. It's understandable. You always stick up for your favorite YouTubers. It's fine because people stick up for me, and I appreciate that. But yeah, if you're allowed to have your own opinion, you're allowed to have your own discussion. And that's fine. I always say, if you have a different opinion to me, please tell me. I will never be an arsehole to you for having a different opinion. I never will. Because the thing with all this, especially when it comes to science, like I said, I'm not a scientist, but I'm a science guy. When it comes to science and discussions, a debate is always good. Always, everything needs to have a debate, needs to have a discussion. But when you start coming out and you're a dickhead, because you said this about my favorite YouTuber, that's when discussion stops. There's no intelligence involved in that kind of discussion. That's not a discussion. That's just being a prick. So I always invite different opinions. I love discussing stuff. I love debating stuff. But when you become an arsehole, that's when it stops. And that's it. You're allowed to respectfully, like I have trouble saying that word. You're allowed to respectfully disagree. I got it out in the end. But thank you for the comments. Darth Mong says, James Randi is a genius. His takedown of Peter Popoff was stuff of legend. I agree that an open mind is best. I had the pleasure of going to Matt Dillahunty's Skepticism show last year, and he was careful to draw the distinction between skepticism and cynicism. Yeah. Of course, the burden of proof lays on the claim of the supernatural, and the time to believe is when there is sufficient evidence to do so. Having said that, the intellectually honest thing to do in most cases is to say we don't know. For your information, the actor in the Bigfoot suit was reputedly Bob Hieronymus. I don't know what that is. But yeah, James Randi, I've mentioned him in the past. I think he's one of the best. He is pretty much the godfather of debunking. If you don't know who he is, go look him up. He has debunked many mediums, psychics, people who supposedly had telekinesis powers in the past. He has proved them all to be full of shit. time and time again. There was a video as well. He's the James Randi institution. He had, I don't know if he still has it now, but he had this contest going for years, and he could afford to do this because he wasn't, he had money. But he had this contest going for years where he would challenge psychics, challenge mediums, challenge people who said they have powers. If they can prove it, he would give them $1 million. And he had the check to prove it. He had the money to back it up. Nobody has ever won that $1 million, ever. And before you say it, I know what you're going to say in the comments. Before you do, there's a video going around where it says, James Randi, it's something along the lines, James Randi finally pays out $1 million to someone who proved they were psychic. Now, I've seen comments in that video time and time again saying, oh, look, see, James Randi couldn't prove this one and he had to pay out $1 million. And the only people who make that comment is the people who didn't watch to the end of the video, where it was all a hoax. James Randi deliberately brought someone in who pretended to have psychic powers, and James Randi pretended to say he couldn't prove it and pretended to pay out that $1 million. And if you watch to the end of the video, it was at a conference he did a few years back. Watch to the end of the video, it was all a hoax. It was all just a ruse to show how easy it is to for deception to be shown on the live audience or video. So that $1 million has never been paid out. And that's from James Randi. He is a genius, I agree. He doesn't do it anymore. He's in his 90s. He's had some heart problems. But yeah, look him up. Go watch his videos and you see his takedowns of mediums. It's hilarious. They're brilliant. Great guy. Jennifer Brewer says, your videos promote critical thinking and that's always a good thing. Exactly. This is what I always say. Whenever I can't debunk something, I always try to give my opinion. And that's because of critical thinking. Critical thinking is basically you're thinking outside the boundaries of normal thought. That's what critical thinking is. And you're using common sense. You're using, if someone shows a shadow person on camera and they're like, oh my God, that kind of thing. The logical thing to think before you jump to the conclusion that that's a shadow dude, the logical thing to think, it's a guy in dark clothing with the exposure overexposed camera. That's all it is. I don't know why it's so easy for people to jump to the supernatural, the paranormal, the unbelievable, than it is to think actually it might just be a piece of string moving it, or it might just be a guy in a dark jacket. I don't know why that's so hard to fathom, when it comes to watching these videos or trying to explain the unexplainable. And yeah, it comes down to critical thinking. And we need more of that in the world. We don't get enough of that. I don't want to get... No, I'm not going to get political, but the US needs a lot of critical thinking right now. I'm not going to go USA people, just certain parties. But yeah, I don't know how people can just jump to the unimaginable before they try and think it's this, it's that first, and not a ghost. That's all that is. Rain says, what if Earth, we're off onto flat Earth stuff now, what if Earth actually looked like, I think it's a star, from space, but it can't be noticed? In the end, the globe and the people of it are all that need matter, flat or not. I mean, I think I agree with what you're saying. I think you're just trying to say it doesn't matter if it's flat or not, it's the people in it that matter. I agree. But again, going back to critical thinking, I don't know how flat Earth exists when you can prove many ways that it's not flat. And people always say, well, they sent cameras up into space and you can see it looks flat when people have sent cameras up in balloons. Well, half the time they're using concave lenses, so you can't prove, because you see the Earth will go like that and Earth will go like that, just to the lens. But we've seen the Earth from the moon, and yes, I do believe the moon landings existed. I do believe we went to the moon. I do believe we landed on the moon. Whenever someone says, oh, I sent a balloon up and I couldn't see the flatness of the Earth, you have to be really far away. The Earth is big. The Earth is very, very big. And I don't think people realize how big the Earth is. I don't know why they think if you can just go like a couple of thousand feet in the air, you can see the curvature of the Earth. You can't. You have to go really far away to see the curvature of the Earth. That's how big the Earth is. And there's also footage, and I don't know why people don't believe this, there's also footage of ships going over the horizon. There's plenty of footage out of that, and you can clearly see the ships going over the horizon. I don't know why people... it blows my mind. Blows my mind that people... There are a group of people out there right now in 2020 who think the Earth is flat. It blows my mind. But I agree, it doesn't matter. Well, it sort of matters, because that's education failing then. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know where I'm getting to with... I don't know what my point is with this comment, but thank you for the comments. And that is it, because I have rambled more than usual today. And I'll try and edit this out to a comparable... not comparable, or a stupid word to use. To a decent sized video, but I know people like these long rambling videos, so maybe I'll just keep it as it is and see how it goes. But yeah, that's it for my usual rambling, reading your comments, good or bad video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a sub if you're new to these videos. I try to do these every week. I try. And yeah, leave me know in the comments if you think I'm full of shit. Or if you agree with me. I like the agreeable ones. Just to say, there is a Discord which I'm linking down in the description below. Go there, say hello, introduce yourself, discuss stuff. I got various categories there already. If you got a suggestion for a category you want to put in there, please let me know. But like I said, any hate, abuseful comments, racial discrimination about anything, any discrimination of any kind, you will be banned. It's as simple as that. Discuss, debate, by all means, but try to keep it cool. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back again soon with some other video in the next couple of days. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.